When you described how it feels to just be in the vortex and be happy and let things happen. Well, that happened to me 27 years ago when I met my wife. And it was an incredible series of events that you couldn't write. And she was just perfect, like I had ordered, check, check, check. Then you go fast forward 27 years, and there are pieces of the relationship that, again, there's nothing that anyone else could fit the bill except her. It's like we were meant to be.
Yeah.
However, there are human physical life relationship issues. And I'm trying to understand, or maybe you can give me some insight into this, because I really adore her at the inner being level.
Would you say that in those early stages that there was more of what you wanted active in you and not so much of what you don't want active in you back then? And would you say now that there is more of what you don't want active in you?
I know I own this, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point.
But we're wanting you to understand that just from the sheer consequence of life experience, you train yourselves to be objective, and you train yourself to be aware of what's going on. And so you let what you're observing be an active part of your vibration. And that's why so many relationships you want to say, if you'd be different, I'd feel better. And it's true. If they would be different, you would feel better. But it's not their job to be different so that you can feel better. And so when you say it's like we were meant to be, it is. When you say it was like it was made to order, it is. When we say, even before the two of you came into this physical experience, that was the plan that you had. That's why it felt so extraordinary when the two of you recognized each other and realized something that had been in each of your vortices all that time. And so what is the advantage of having someone in your experience who will not jump through hoops anymore to please you? It gives you an opportunity to discover what unconditional love is, what alignment with source energy is. Because when you live with someone and they are so compliant that you don't have to do anything about setting your own tone or holding it, then you get lackadaisical and sloppy in it. And then when you step outside of your relationship into other relationships or into work or into more of life itself, sometimes it's a bumpy ride for those who have a feathered nest.
One of the things maybe you can help me understand, when I think of her and I'm not with her, I mean, I get times when I want to cry because I'm so
we
in
know,
love with
because
her.
the conditions
But
that
I walk
annoy
in
you
the
are so
door.
far, the conditions that annoy you are far enough away that they're not active in your vibration. You see, you're making the point that we've been talking about earlier, is that when you are an observer of what is, and you therefore let your vibration move to the level of whatever it is that you're observing. So what is it? Is she finding fault with you? Is she wanting you to do things that you don't want to do? Is she squelching your freedom? Is she nagging at you? Or all of the above?
No.
None of the above?
No. I guess my first relationship was more of a partnership, and she's not a person who's into partnership. When we first met, she was very cooperative. And then one day I said to her, "You used to be cooperative. What happened?" She says, "Well, I didn't have you then. I've got you now." So I'll say to her in a bit of frustration, I said to her, "You go out of your way to frustrate me and annoy me." And she says, "Oh, it's not out of my way at all." So there's this resistive piece. So I walk in the door expecting, I don't know why, but I expect, oh, I can't wait to see her. And there's like a physical energy as soon as I get into her sphere that changes. Is it both of us? Is it me?
It is both of you, but you're the only part of it that you can do anything about. And what you just said is so important, because you said, when I get into her physical sphere and I give my attention to that, I lose my connection, which means you've got to be in connection before you get there.
Okay, and if I think I am, then I'm kidding myself?
If you think you are and then immediately you aren't, you weren't.
Okay.
Think about what we were just talking about someone being a powerful influence, one who's tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Well, Almost everybody wants somebody else to be a powerful influence for alignment. So you come together and you say, all right, you be really good to me, and if you're really good to me, then I'll be really happy. And what your inner being is saying is, don't depend on each other to make you happy. Be happy independently of each other, and then come together in your happiness. So it's certainly not too late for you to have a renewal of how you feel. Yesterday, in a similar conversation, we told a story that felt off the subject, but isn't, that was very helpful to the woman who heard it. And we're going to do the same for you here today. And you're going to understand what we mean by this. There was a man who had a family, who had a house for sale, been on the market for a long time and was not selling. They were sort of getting desperate to sell it, didn't know what to do. So we said, tell us about this house. And he said, oh, it's getting sort of run down. We've been in it for a long while. Our children are growing up and they need more space. The gardens are getting sort of desolate looking, and the place is really run down. And we said, listen to the vibrational advertisement that you are sending to the universe. Come and purchase this rundown house that we don't want to live in anymore. And we said, do you remember when you first moved in? What was it like? And he thought for a little bit, and then he remembered how blissful this young family was moving in. We were so excited. It was our first house. We placed the little bit of furniture that we had. We were so happy about the way it looked. We went out and bought a piece every now and then and added to it. Every week we went to the nursery and bought another piece of landscaping, brought it in, planted it ourselves. We were so happy in that little house. It was like our beginning. And within a week, that house sold, because now he's transmitting to the universe how it was when it was really working for him, you see. And so we encourage you to send an advertisement to the universe of who this woman is, how you really feel, how you felt when you met, how you felt when your souls intertwined, how you knew how right for each other you were. And we want to add to that a little piece that she is more right for you now than she was right for you then, because she is being her authentic self now.
Yes.
And she is giving you an opportunity to find freedom the only place you will ever find it. If she conforms and gives in and pretends and gives you what you want all the time, all she does is train you away from needing to accomplish the only thing that will ever bring you true and lasting happiness. But if she is obstinate, and if she has the nerve to please herself instead of you, that's why she's playful with you. I'm living happily ever after. Oh, no, you're not. You're going out of your way to give me a hard time. No, it's not out of my way at all. It just comes naturally to me. In other words, and so as you get out ahead of that, and as you acknowledge that this is the best thing that anyone could do, because she's giving you an opportunity to remember something that you promised each other that you would do for each other. Until you discover, until you remember, until you are living in a steady, consistent way that alignment matters most and foremost and only, and until you stop looking for someone else to behave in some way that makes you feel better, you will have severe bondage going on.
I think there's a piece, I know there's a piece of me that I'm tired of being a grown-up and I want to have more fun, and she's having fun, and I think a piece of me has to learn not to resent that. So I have to learn from her how to have fun, right?
You don't have to learn from her to have fun. You just have to stop resenting her, and then you'll have fun.
Wow. Okay, I get it. Thank you.
And
I think so, yeah. Thank you very much.
Really good. Really good.